في ليلة من الليال لست أدري ما تراني ظلمة تهورني يا رب. الأرض ضاقت والسماء وقلبي ما رفض ضياء. الدموع تبكي يا إلهي يا إلهي يا إلهي يا إلهي يا إلهي.
Assalamu alaikum and good morning. My name is Mohamad Jaffer. I thank you for tuning in to Zamana TV. This program is going to be aired on Rogers on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. Please do notify your friends because they will also be able to benefit out of the great deals that I'm going to showcase on packages, world travel. This is going to really be an amazing presentation on a lot of aspects of travel. Also, remember, March break is just around the corner, and I want you to start planning the trip. Trust me on this. I'm going to even show you how you can create monies for this trip if finance is an issue, especially in these times. So you know me well, I hope. Mohamad Jaffer. I've been performing in the communities around as a stand-up comic. I'm an impressionist, as well as I have my travel certifications for Ontario. And I have taken guided tours to Europe, Africa, Middle East, US. So I have a lot of expertise in this field now. And since I could do it, so can you. It's very easy. Since I was a kid, well, that wasn't very long ago, I was really inspired because I used to be a stamp collector. And I used to be able to see all these places. I was really inspired by it. But then when I was in grade 5, that was a long time ago, I fell in love with Constantinople, which is known as Istanbul since the last 100 years or so. I was able to take a group of 74, the land package for $500, all the meals, 4-star hotel, and all the trips. Incredible. You can do it too. And stay tuned to this show. You'll be amazed of what things I'm going to put forward. And also I want to showcase people from the communities, the high achievers, the ones who have traveled extensively around the world, their experiences. So I request you all to please view this program, and also it will be on YouTube and other social media, also on the website Zamana.tv. And so for today I have a special guest for you. And she has traveled extensively around the world. And her name is Zakira Shyrose Jaffer Dhalla. And Roshaneh Fatima Jaffer is going to be interviewing her.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Shyrose, and welcome to Zamana TV.
Wa alaikum salam, a pleasure to be here.
We're delighted to have you. We hear that you've recently gone to Karbala for Chahlum. Would you like to share the experience with us?
I would be delighted to. Alhamdulillah, it was one of the most precious experiences of my life. And truly, it was a blessing to be able to go to Karbala. And I went on 2 trips back to back. I, within 2 weeks, was able to go again for the ziyarat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. I went right after Ashura, and then was able to go again for Chahlum. And it was an amazing experience because I was able to see Karbala when it was a bit quiet right after Ashura, and then see it when it was Chahlum, when there were so many people there from all over the world. Truly, I felt as if the entire land of Karbala was alive with the azadari, with the mourning for Imam Hussein alayhi salam and the shuhada of Karbala. And if you're the kind of person who feels very moved when they're in a procession, for example, or when on the night of Ashura, when you do ibadat with all your community members, that this is a place where for 10 days that kind of experience just keeps going and going. There are processions everywhere. There are processions from people from all over the world, and different styles of azadari that you get to witness. You get to hear different languages. you get to also see the way different people approach Imam Hussein alayhi salam. You get this amazing opening of your horizons, widening of your horizons, and you get to see that there's no one correct way of mourning. There's no one correct way of doing even of expressing love. And subhanAllah, I saw that in different ways. So it was an eye-opener and a very moving experience for me. I also had an amazing sense of the whole land of Karbala shaking. Wow. It's when you're at the mosque and sometimes when everybody's doing azadari and you can feel the walls shaking, the floor shaking. This is how I felt in Karbala. I felt that the entire land was reverberating with the sounds of people beating their chests. And 24 hours a day, you could hear people reciting Latmiya Noha on the streets. And you could hear people beating their chests and the sounds of people doing Zanjir Matam. And so what it was doing is that you would be in constant remembrance of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. You couldn't for a minute forget that these were days of mourning. You couldn't forget for a moment that this is what reality is, and this is what your focus in life is about, and this is what your entire existence should be about. That you should never forget the sacrifice that Imam Hussein alayhi salam and his caravan of followers that they gave. I would totally recommend that if you make this visit, you do it in Jahloum. For there is nothing like this experience, to see the entire world. It feels like the entire world is beside you, and to feel one of many is an amazing experience. It's priceless.
SubhanAllah, I hear that there were actually an estimated amount of 21 million people. How did it feel to be surrounded by so many, just like yourself?
Yes, I write a blog on Facebook, and you can find me on Facebook when I've written about this. When I had one status where I talked about status update, when I talked about the ecstasy of being lost in the crowd in Karbala. Yes, there were a lot of people there. Some estimates said 15 million, but then they said it was 21 million. And at first I was apprehensive about being there at a time when there would be so many people there, and I was worried about getting smothered or squashed, and was worried about stampedes. But subhanAllah, I saw people who had brought very small babies. People had brought newborns. People had brought entire families. There were seniors on wheelchairs. There were people there from every walks of life. There were people who were disabled, and yet everyone was safe. And you know, it was as if a small place like Karbala had expanded to take in all the lovers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and taken us all into its arms. I felt the love there, and being lost in a crowd of so many was actually a fantastic experience. For I felt that I'm not alone in my love for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. There was a great validation there to see that so many people love him. And in fact, it was very humbling to realize that my love is nothing compared to all the different ways that these people are showing their love. There were people who had walked all the way from Basra. A lot of us did the walk from Najaf to Karbala. I walked a little bit because I had to be in Karbala to recite Majlis, so I had to be there earlier than the rest of the group. But there were also people who not only walked, but people who crawled all the way from at the outskirts of Iraq all the way to the shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Now that is love that you can only imagine that anyone could have, but people do. So it was an amazing experience, and I'll tell you that those fears of being squashed were they were not totally unfounded. But it's true that there was a lot of people there, but there was a great respect amongst the people there. There was, you felt very safe, even with the men right there beside you. But you also felt that everyone was your brother and sister, and that there was great love, and that we were all there for one purpose. And so, in that respect, you didn't hate that feeling of being pushed around. And I truly enjoyed every moment. It was so precious.
You know, I hear that there's a big concern of security. How safe did you feel in the atmosphere?
You know, when you're in Karbala, you kind of wonder what all those news reports were about. Because when you're there, you totally feel, alhamdulillah, very safe. And I know that this is from a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where He puts a sense of invincibility, in fact, and you feel totally safe. And because you're there for such a noble deed, so for such a noble task, that you feel that even if, God forbid, something happened, that you would die in this blessed land. You know, there is no fishari qabr in Karbala. And to die in a place like that, to be a shaheed, is actually an honor for a believer. And there were so many military personnel there. There were tanks, and there were military tanks, and there were a lot of policemen everywhere. And we went through multiple checkpoints. We went through metal detectors, we went through physical frisking, and our bags were looked into. So you knew that, alhamdulillah, all the efforts were being made to keep you safe.
What merits do you think would be associated with such a trip?
Oh, that's a great question, because you know, we go there to pay our respects. We go there for to show our love for Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And Iraq is not really a travel destination for sightseeing, really. And those who come there for work-related purposes, and those who might even come just because they're visiting friends or family there, who have family there, even if they are non-Muslims, even if they are non-Shias, they all end up paying a visit at the shrine. For there is no way you can stay away from such a place that beckons to you. And you know, we visit the graves of our loved ones, don't we? And there are great merits associated with visiting the marhumin. And I remember when I was a little girl, we used to go to visit the grave of the founder of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who incidentally was a Shia. But we you know, people went there to pay their respects. And this is what it really is, that if you love the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, you go there. But even if you don't, the fact that this was a great man, and these were great men who gave up their lives for Islam, elevates them in the eyes of the world. These are great men who serve as an example for all of us. But also as respect. You go to a pious person's grave. You go to the grave of a well-known personality simply to be part of that experience. Being in Karbala, being in this blessed land, I'm telling you, is a miracle in itself. People often say, did you see any miracles? Did you see people suddenly walking? And you know, unfortunately, we think of miracles as only that. But the total miracle of being in Karbala, stepping on that blessed, pure land that Imam Hussein alayhi salam shed his blood on, is an incredible experience. It's a miraculous feeling. There's an amazing feeling of peace. Often people say, if my hajat is accepted, if my prayers are accepted, then maybe I've had a successful trip. But I'll tell you that the success of being there, the success of finding yourself there where so many people really want to be there is a miracle in itself. And the peace that you feel in your heart when you stand at those majestic doors is actually the answer to all your prayers. For we just need strength to make it through the day, don't we? We need strength to make it through our lives. And so just being there is a fulfillment of many of our desires. I want to share with you, when you're asking me about the merits, this beautiful hadith by Imam Jaffer Sadiq alayhi salam, and this is by this is in one of the books that everyone should have with them, a guide to to ziyarat and selected supplications. And Maulana Dr. Liaqat Ali Takim has translated this book. And in it, the sixth Imam, Imam Jaffer Sadiq alayhi salam, has been quoted as being reciting this, a dua for his Shias, those who visit the grave of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And this is narrated by one of his companions who came in and saw Imam was on the prayer mat. And it's a long hadith, and there's many duas that Imam recited there. And then he said, "Oh Allah, forgive me, my brothers, and those who visit the grave of my father Al-Hussein, and those who spend their wealth, and toil their bodies, desiring our goodness. And then he says that they've come to make this connection with us. So bless them, O Allah. And he says that they've answered our call. They've made our enemies angry by coming here. And they've done this for your pleasure. So reward them with your pleasure. Protect them. And he says, leave for them and their families the best of successors. Remove evils from them. Look at the du'as that we're getting here. And he says, grant them the best that they wish from you. They have preferred us over their children and their families and their close relatives. They've left their homes to come visit us. And he says, so have mercy on the faces that the sun has changed. I mean, they have become tanned standing in the sun. And on those cheeks that have clung to the grave of Abu Abdullah, have mercy on the eyes that have shed these tears. Have mercy on the hearts which have wept and burnt for us. And I entrust to you those souls and bodies until they drink from the pool on the day of thirst. So subhanallah, what an amazing thing that it merits that we get. And one of the books that one must read is Kamil Ziyarat, which has some incredible hadith that one must be very familiar with to understand the merits. I've brought many books to show you, and inshallah we'll see them on the screen so that you can have an idea of the kind of books that one should always travel to Ziyarat with. There's travel journals that one must read and be understanding to understand all the places. This particular green book is an amazing book to have, and I also wanted to show you some of the things that I brought with me from Iraq. So I wanted to show you one of the things that I recommend is you can get these cloths that are sold on the streets of Karbala. And subhanallah, what I did was I took this and I wiped every place on the Zari that I visited, on every special place I went to, the walls, on the gold grilling, and now I bring it back to town, and everybody's able to kiss and be able to do ziyarat as well. One of the wonderful things to have is to have a very small video camera with you. This little video camera I was able to tuck in, and these kind of purses where you just sling them over. The camera's going there. I had a video recorder as well as a voice recorder to record the sounds of the latmiya on the streets. One of the things that you can buy in Karbala are CDs of those Arabic latmiya that you hear, like Maulana Basim Karbalai. And I wanted to share with you the shopping that one can do. These are little wooden caps that I bought. I bought this for every member of my daughter's class, and it says Ya Mazloom Hussein. And for those who live in the West and the cold areas, these are these things you can only buy in Karbala. It says Ya Hussein on it, and it's a scarf. And the Iraqi scarf, this is a beautiful thing to not only wear as a show of solidarity with the Iraqi people, but it's great to cover your nose when you're in dusty areas, and you cover your head when it's really cold. Amazing things that this scarf itself can do. I wanted to share with you this clock that I bought at the shrine of Imam Hassan Askari alayhi salam. And this was in Samara, and a very dangerous place right now. And so it has a picture of the shrine when it was destroyed, and that it is being built right now. It is one of the rare artifacts that you can buy in Karbala that have those kinds of pictures and a memento. Of course, the beautiful rosary, the tasbih that you can buy, the blessed land of Karbala itself with Imam Hussein on it. Every traveler wants to come back with that and to bring a memento of Hazrat Abbas alayhi salam and the flag of Islam. And mashallah, you get these kind of things where it's already packaged for you. And in Najaf, I bought this beautiful the Zulfikar of Imam Ali alayhi salam, as well as necklaces that say Ya Hussein on them. So mashallah, it's been an amazing experience, and I pray that everyone gets an opportunity to go.
So I think what everyone's wondering is that you've prepared yourself physically, but then how do you prepare yourself spiritually for such a long journey?
Yes, spiritual preparation is absolutely necessary, and that is why many of these books that I've brought are worth reading. Books like Tears and Tributes, which and the Maqtal of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, they all give you a wonderful way. And I've also, I recommend writing a journal when you're over there and uploading your MP3 player with ziyarat and with majalises that you can hear, because you spend a lot of time on the bus, and in that way you can make the most of every moment when you're over there.
Do you have any very memorable, enlightening moments on your trip?
Well, I know that you don't have much time, but we'll end with this. But alhamdulillah, being there is not just about, I realized, that was my enlightening moment, that it was not just about going to the shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. It was not just doing the ziyarat and asking for my hajat and taking the du'as of the many people who had told me to pray for them, but it was also about realizing that you cannot show love for Imam Hussein alayhi salam without showing a love for all the people who love Imam Hussein alayhi salam as well. Living in close proximity with other travelers and other Zaireen was an eye-opener, and I realized that one has to tolerate, one has to share, one has to respect, and one has to hold hands with all those who love Imam Hussein alayhi salam. For a community that is united is looked upon with love by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Thank you so much, Sister Shyrose. That was truly an eye-opener, and I hope we can get to talk to you another time later on.
Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to coming back.
Ya Ilahi, Ya Ilahi, Ya Ilahi, Ya Ilahi.
Welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the show. And once again, this show is aired on Rogers on Saturday mornings at 9:30 a.m. on channel 129. Please do let your friends know. Also, if you wanted to have any of your community events highlighted on the show, please do feel free to contact us on the number below. And also you can email us, and we'll be more than happy to put it on the show for you. In addition, there was an event that took place on January 14th in the city of Vaughan in Ontario, outside the Pakistani Consulate. And Zamana TV was there to cover the highlights for this event. And it's to do with the incident that took place in Quetta, Pakistan. And it's important that we get to see what the community has had to say about it.
Brothers, you should know this, and especially the people who are behind me in this building. The one who happened to be representing the government of Pakistan. But when you go and tell them that what the government is doing, that you should put the voice of our voice towards that government, they shrug their shoulders and they say that we cannot do anything about it. The same politicians who are in Pakistan, when you tell them that you should be providing security for the innocent, they end up coming on the media and saying that they are not ahl of it, they are not qualified for it. If you're not qualified for it, and I don't think any person who is in the government of Pakistan who is qualified to govern, then they should all resign, and the whole government of Pakistan should go to those individuals who are qualified, who can...
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Brothers and sisters, friends from other communities, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It is indeed truly tragic that we have to gather very regularly to protest the brutal killings of innocent people, whether the latest killings that took place in Quetta or the killings that have been going on in Karachi, the killings that continue to go on in Parachinar or in Dera Ismail Khan or in other parts of Pakistan where the blood of innocent people is being shed in the name of some demonic ideology that they claim is based on their understanding of Islam.
This is not a Shia Sunni issue. It is basically the Talibani mentality expressing itself. They talk about Islam, they talk about Quran, but we know very clearly that they are not the true followers of Islam, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after talking about the very first murder in human history, when he talks about Habil's murder, the ayat that he mentioned, he says, whoever kills one soul, he has actually anyone who kills, man qatala nafsan bighayri haqqin, whoever kills one innocent soul, it is as if he has killed the entire humanity. The killing of one individual is actually who is innocent is equal to creating chaos and insecurity in the entire society. And so this is not the end. If this goes on, tomorrow it will be the Sufis, and the day after it will be the Sunnis, because anyone who doesn't fit into the pattern of the Taliban and the Wahhabi mentality, they do not consider them to be Muslims.
We are here to protest in a solidarity of bomb blast in Quetta, which killed innocent people, 125 killed.
What's your name?
My name is Muhammad Ali Rashid.
And if I may ask, what are you here for today?
I'm here with a broken heart, the way they have murdered our brothers and sisters in Quetta.
हम कोयटा के जो सोगवारान हैं उनके साथ यकजहती के लिए आए हैं।
So आपको लगता है कि इतने लोग जो आज इधर जमा हुए हैं कि ये पैगाम जो है पाकिस्तान कॉन्सुलेट को जरूर पहुंचेगा?
बिल्कुल पहुंचेगा। क्यों?
Why are you here today?
Just to support humanity and to support all those that were massacred in Pakistan.
We came here to protect our Shia religion and Shia people in Pakistan.
Killing is not good. We are Shia and we are all around the whole world. We are the peaceful people, and our message is to just love and peace all around the world.
What is your name?
Sabireen.
And why are you here today?
I'm here to show my solidarity for the people who are massacred brutally in Quetta.
What brings you here today?
Well, we're here for the protests for the bomb blast that happened in Quetta, and a lot of Shia Muslims and all of the people there were killed and martyred, and people were there for almost 5 days sitting there with their brothers, sisters who were dead there. So we're here to show our remembrance and support for them and to stop all this from happening.
So there was a huge crowd here today, and they've promised to return again. If this continues the way it has been going on for the longest time and is getting worse, and according to them, if we don't get a statement from the Consulate General of Pakistan from here in Canada, then they will keep coming here as many times as possible.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma kulli waliyika al-hujjat ibn al-Hasan. صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه وفي كل ساعة وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها.
Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the show today. I'm hoping that you will tune in next week, same time, 9:30 a.m. on Rogers, channel 129. Please do let your friends know. And remember, if you have any travel experiences you want to share, any community events, if you want to advertise, please feel free to contact us on the information below. And looking forward to having you back next week. So, Khuda Hafiz and Salam alaikum.
الأرض ضاقت والسماء وقلبي ما رفض ضياء والدمع بات أبكي يا إلهي يا إلهي
Different topic, we'll take it at another time, and I am sure that Milad will join us once again with that.